Greetings, everyone, the wonderful magical beings, not just officially light workers, but absolutely everyone who feels that the time has come for major shift. Throughout this month of April, the planetary shifts are accelerating with such a rapid state that we are all called in action. My name is Biljana Kwan, light worker from New Zealand, and feeling the divine calling, pleasure and privilege, of course, to call upon all of you to the Antarctica mission. Divine Mother God is announcing the Antarctica DNA Mission. DNA, as you know it as a code for the human genetics, now stands for divine neutralization and activation. Means through this mission, the neutralization of the complete genome of the polarity, reality, and separation is now ending. So it is being neutralized, and the new activation of the cosmic human, our original identity, comes into play. Antarctica is, as you know, a very powerful promoter of the planetary changes, and for a number of millennia, periods of time of the human history, was sitting isolated until these times. The activations of Antarctica have been very rapid since 2012, and this year especially we're having a huge quantum jump, quantum leap within the Antarctica energies. I will show you straight away some of the aspects of this mission and then bring into awareness what do we need to know and what do we need to bring through with this informative state. So if we look at the globe, and this is obviously the relic here from the Temple of Sha that represents the planet, and it is into the Antarctica portion of the temple, which brings and activates all that is needed. So if you have a look where the Antarctica vortex is now active because it all was covered with ice, which has now already melted, you will see that between Antarctica and the South America, there is a gap that looks like something has blown through and created the opening. Antarctica represents the planetary Kundalini, and as you know, the Andes and Upper America is the spine, planetary spine. And we're talking in these modern times about the prophecy of the condor and eagle coming together, where condor is representing the South America and eagle the North America. In a way, they're talking about the community and unity of the heart and mind. So the heart intelligence and the mind intelligence come together. This separation that obviously exists in the land is representative of the cutting of this planetary original state and configurations, because our planet, together with the humanity, was going deeper and deeper and deeper into the state of less consciousness, less light, and more darkness, and the illusionary play of the positive and negative, black and white, and good and bad. You know also that as planet is having certain configuration, it reflects immediately within the human system. So the mystics of the past were talking about the Kundalini, which is disconnected from the pure flow, and it's sitting at the base of the spine as an inactive cosmic divine energy. And all of the teachings of the ancients about rising the vibration and rising the consciousness were about activating the Kundalini and starting that process of movement, of the spiraling movement up the spine. So they were talking about activating the vortex that was become dormant. So for us to have the illusionary reality, it all needed to look very linear, to be separated from each other, to show two polarities. But that is not the true configuration, neither of the planet nor of human system. So now that illusionary configuration is completely over and done with, and we are now healing and completing all the new configurations, stepping on the planet powerfully, restoring what is rightfully the configuration of the divine consciousness in creation for the planet Earth and for us. So one very powerful aspect that is happening throughout this mission is the activation and the connection of the planetary energies, where the new template of the reason Kundalini starts. So healing of the separation. Other aspects of the huge importance is that we are now finally receiving on the planetary level the Stargate opening. And yes, true, there is a Stargate for each planet or each vibrational aspect of the creation. However, the planetary Stargate was closed for a number of years and millennia and epochs. And now we are finally having the full activation of the planetary Stargate. So that is one of the aspects that are happening with this mission. And automatically there is a Stargate opening within our body systems. In the between time, we were dependent on the opening and activity of the Stargates that were given as a courtesy of the higher civilizations that were assisting our planet. Finally, our own comes into action. When you look through the gap right here between Antarctica and South America, and this is where we will be doing our work in the Chilean Antarctica, have a look for a moment at New Zealand, the little missing link of the prophecy about the condor and eagle. If you look even at the size of New Zealand and the disposition, if that one is moved across, will come right into the size of bridging that gap. It's almost like a missing piece of the puzzle. And New Zealand does have a vibrational aspect to play into the fulfillment of the prophecy of the condor and the eagle. We will hear much more about these aspects as we go, and we are inviting everybody who wants to be part of the mission, regardless wherever you are in the world. Please connect. We are creating one group of those beings who feel ready to participate in the mission for their own benefit and for obviously planetary benefit. There will be an email address shared at the base of this video. And we are only asking you to, if you want to participate, please send an email with the subject line Antarctica Mission or Antarctica DNA Mission. So you will be placed into the divine connectedness, and instructions will be given as divine instructions are flowing through, and activations and all that is needed. This mission is to be within the first 24 days, starting today, 15th of April. So Divine literally wanted this information to be recorded exactly today on the first day of the mission. I'm still in New Zealand. Just within a few hours, I will be traveling to South America, crossing the Pacific, which means I'll be landing in the same day tomorrow. And that means from 15th till the 8th of May, 24 days, so which is 3 times 8, there will be aspects happening all across within these areas here. First point of arrival and activation of the mission is the area called Punta Arenas. Punta Arenas literally means the point of renewal. So as the planetary Kundalini interconnects and the activation of the new grid becomes active, so Americas connect within the prophecy of the condor and eagle, so the heart and the mind come together. We are experiencing powerful symbology of the eagle and condor. In a biological form, and that is obviously coming from the spiritual connotation and from the consciousness template, but it manifests for the eagle in a physical, in the biological sense. So when the eagle is 40 to 50 years old, decides it's time to go through renewal. So out of its own volition, the eagle will break its own beak on the rock. When the new beak grows, the eagle will eat away its old talons. Then the new talons will grow. So now with the new beak and the new talons, eagle will pull out every aspect of the old feathers, and the new feathers will regrow, basically the new wings. So with this renewal, the symbology for what is happening now for humanity is literally the renewal of humanity, renaissance of humanity, rebirth of humanity, and planetary rebirth. So Punta Arenas, holding the vibrations through Antarctica, will be the first point of receiving the codes and whatever activations we are all going to have. It's never known what exactly these missions will bring and how it is all going to flow. Everybody who participates in the missions like this, it is literally fate, knowing, trusting, and completely being guided divinely. And then we know and understand that the Divine Mother God will bring the power, magic, love, light, joy, and harmony for all in attendance. Other aspect which with this symbology comes into embodiment, so heart and mind uniting, the renewal, opening of the Stargate, which activates that renewal. Then we have, as mentioned, the tiny little New Zealand fitting directly within the gap, the missing link. The symbology from New Zealand comes through the story of the albatross. Albatross, literally in a name meaning, is comprised of two parts. Alba, which means in Spanish, the dawn, the beginning of the new day, and also means white. And tros, literally in the dictionary, stands for surplus of something heavy, a burden that has been carried. And even physically about the armies, when they move, they take all of this dross that is flowing with the army from all the unwanted luggage and baggage. So albatross is literally holding the vibration of what we are releasing and the new dawn. It's an extreme symbology. And to bring it closer through the vibrational knowledge, there are two stories that we would love to share. And be aware, many light workers of New Zealand are already active around all this aspect and will be able to hear much more during this mission. So please come together. Let's be being able to communicate so we can receive more and more of all this coding and meaning. There is a powerful story about the Porangahua in the Maori lore. He is the guardian of the kumara, and kumara being obviously the sweet potato that Maori people were given from the divine as their food. So when Maori people came to New Zealand, to Aotearoa, around 600 years ago, they have not brought the kumara from their mainland in Hawaii. So Porangahua was praying to the gods to give him a means to go back to Hawaii and pick up the kumara so he can bring it to New Zealand and plant it so it can be the food for the people again. So the gods gave him very precious albatrosses, 2 albatross birds, to carry him to Hawaii Key and to carry him back. However, the gods requested that before releasing the birds, he does the prayer, the powerful prayer for their safe return. However, he has forgotten, being in the hurry to go back to his village and his wife. This is literally how the legend was being told. So the birds were damaged and suffered, and they were attacked. So the gods then decided to punish the people by diminishing the kumara and sent the parasites that are eating the kumara. So action in ignorance, in not knowing, bringing suffering for humans. Other story which fits within the same lore. It comes from a book written by Coleridge, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. It's speaking about the albatross always being the good omen for the mariners, for the sea people, because it flows with the wind. It always is just with one flip of the wings, can go miles and miles and miles, and it's basically carried on the breath of God, on the wind. So seeing albatross in a flight means, yes, there is wind. It's a good omen. However, in ignorance, one of the sailors shot the albatross, and the bird fell on the boat. Everybody was so upset and realized that this is now action in ignorance that brings suffering and misery. So they literally put the bird around his neck, making it heavy burden. So albatross is in many ways the point of reconnection and rebirth between the old ways of humanity, where the action out of ignorance brings suffering, was the way of the human race in polarity, in not knowing. Now, bringing the new dawn, the alba, the albatross is the symbol of becoming again enlightened, coming into the knowledge, starting to take action from oneness, from knowledge. So that's why during this mission, we are having this powerful, magical aspect of having the albatross that flies to the west and returns to the east, crossing the Americas, where the breakage was, and reconnecting, reuniting with the South America, North America aspect, which always has been and is the heart and the mind coming into balance. But now with the heart of the albatross, flipping the wings and reuniting and reconnecting the axis of the west and east, creating the full cycle of the journey which only looks like something is ending, the new is beginning, but it is all interconnected, always in the full movement of the creation. Something completing is immediately, automatically, something starting in the eight. So the Antarctica would be that point of eight-pointed star for humanity at this time. So the next point where we will be going after the Punta Arenas, meaning the point of renewal, the point of renaissance, and the symbology of the eagle, we'll be going crossing the path of the albatross, across with the albatross to the Terra del Fuego. There is a point there that is called Porvenir. Porvenir, literally in Spanish, means the future, that which is coming. So the journey of the albatross, the missing link that the New Zealand prophecies and vibrations are bringing, are literally about the future, about the humanity coming back into knowing, coming back into oneness, and starting to take actions from the point of knowledge. Porvenir literally has got the 8-pointed star. You're aware of the meaning and significance of the divine mother God energies coming on the planet as a 888 vibration. So there is an 8-pointed star in the center of Porvenir. 3 months ago, I was bringing the codes for the archimes of the planet. With the new vibrations, there is the opening of the 33 archimes. That's the new light body of the planet. So instead of polarity, north and south magnetic field, it has gone into the vibrational field of the vortex. So the field of the light is now opening up and blossoming like a rose bush with 33 roses, like a 33 chakras that are now in the vortex configuration, instead of the linear 7 that were connecting, some with heaven, some with earth, and the heart blocked in the middle. That was the polarity configuration. It was not real, because heaven and earth are not separated. That was the consciousness of separation. But now we do fully accept that heaven and earth are one and together, which manifest into the vortex portal of the planet. The same with our bodies. So as these archives are opening each month on the very first Wednesday of every month, we do receive the further codes of particular area of the planet where that chakra coding is opening. So 3 months ago, it was exactly there at Terra del Fuego, or the land of fire. It was, among many other things and codes as they come, it was the code for pure humanity, like a cleanliness, like a pristine humanity. It was such a vision, such a magic to experience, even in coding, the humanity as a pure and pristine. I was in tears. I was literally like crying all the time while bringing these codes. 3 months later, like out of the blue, I'm going there in a physical sense. Not just me, of course. The beings who we need to be there physically will be showing. Some people are crossing the Atlantic to come there. Some are crossing the Pacific to be there, and we meet at the point. However, this is a global mission. Everyone is invited, regardless where we are standing on the planet, we are part of that mission. If we feel it in our heart, again, please let's connect, send us that email, and let's receive the instructions and the follow-up of all that is happening. So the power of that point there, the porvenir, just revealed itself again further with the symbology of the albatross. Because albatross is going through the journey of being born on the earth, on the land, and then flies all across the seas, and is being carried on the breath of divine, on the winds. So when there is wind, the albatross flies. When there is no wind, the albatross sits on the water. That has been the journey of humanity. Only with divine spirit, with divine Mother God, we travel and we come back. So the wind is bringing the albatross back home. An albatross is constantly crying, these tears of the albatross. So as the legend was told by our beautiful Puavai, she calls it the Roimata Toroa. Toroa is the albatross, and Roimata, the tears. So in the symbology, the tears of the albatross because of the ignorance of humanity that brings suffering, but also in a biological sense, it is the renewal of the current, of the ionic current through the body, because albatross sheds the salty tears so it can drink the salty water. So many powerful aspects are coming into knowing, especially the magnetic property that we now as a human beings are gaining in the new magnetic fields. It's also known from observation in the biology, the ornithology rather, that the albatross mates for life. So when they find each other, the male and female albatross are like a perfect couple. After the mating season and when they produce the egg, and they usually produce only one egg, and when the offspring is brought up, they also go again over the seas and do not see each other until the next season. When the next season comes, the albatrosses are known to spot from the air on the colony of many, many albatrosses just their mate, and literally go and focus and find each other again. They not see each other through the face or the appearance. They are drawn through the magnetic power, the magnetic connectedness. And that is also what humanity is now discovering and rediscovering, our magnetic code. One other aspect which is opening with this DNA, like original code of humanity, is we are regaining our true identity. When you think of the bones of the human being, the very basic, the very deepest aspect of our who we are, our identity of be one, that's what the bone spells, be one, our oneness. In the language, which we know now as ancient Slavic, Aryana language, and the modern Slavic languages, the bones are named kosti. The translation literally means ko-si-ti, means who are you, your real deepest identity. And in Maori language, the wording is koiwi, ko being the power stick that goes into the depths throughout the realms, the power of the Tohanga, and iwi, obviously the people, the extended family. So the deepest meaning, power of the people. So in all three languages, we understand that we are called into this mission also for renewal of the humanity's true identity, ID, entity, infinite divine entity. So this level of awakening and regaining the consciousness through the albatross prophecies and knowledge, through the interconnectedness of the vertical line, condor and eagle, and the missing link that New Zealand brings as to the west and coming to the east. That's how albatross flies. So the journey ends by going at the west and restarts again as the new beginning by coming from the east. So hence the name Alba, meaning the dawn, the new beginning, the new day. So it's a very, very, very powerful meaning across all of these vibrations that are now opening up. And we are called on a specific areas of the Chilean Antarctica, which is incredible just to see it in the names. It is magical. So to connect with the magnetic power, the third point that we are visiting and working with at the point of this mission is the Isla Magdalena or Isla Magdalena. That is the tiny island called Magdalena, which is the main magnetic switch for the planet. I can't wait to see what is awaiting for us there and how is that going to be. It's literally the full-on magnetic fields of the planet were switched off and are being switched on through the Antarctica portals. So it's coming back into the full speed, into the full meaning for humanity. So all these vibrational aspects are happening within these first 24 days, like 3 times 8. After that, we are adding another 8 days and the day outside of the time, making another 33, total of 33. And then we are told that the mission continues for another 111 days. So 111, 33 and 111 makes it 144. And from that point, it continues up to 333 days. So that means for the majority of this year, from this point of 15th of April, all across to next year, similar time, we will be all receiving the Antarctica DNA codes, divine neutralization activation. And again, everybody is invited for your own benefit to receive the codes for yourself, for the planetary aspect, but also especially for our missions, because we as light workers are now needed in our updated and upgraded state to serve at these times and beyond. So please, whatever you feel you need to contribute, bring through, vibrate in, share as a piece of information, do further activation, gather as a group or whatever way, please do. We are inviting you with those instructions after we receive your email. We are inviting you to be together on the 22nd of April. That is the time when we as a Source Force have our monthly gatherings, and the guests are obviously most welcome. It will be broadcasted from Punta Arenas. It will be the crew on the ground and the crew around the world, wherever it is. Just share with whoever you feel may need it and will benefit from it. So let's interconnect by the decree of the Divine Mother God. I can also tell you that this is an absolutely first time that I was given instruction to announce the mission up front. Usually, we light workers go around, we do our work, and then talk about it later and bring the knowledge and the codes that are received, and they are then activated for people and so forth. But this time, it was literally a big push and pull to activate around the planet and to literally ask whoever is ready to co-create in this fashion. So we are all called into the Antarctica mission. After that, on the 5th of the 5th, on a special vibration again, there is a ceremony planned on a huge, beautiful hill above Santiago de Chile, on the Baha'i temple, which is all religions coming together. It is a beautiful temple where everyone is welcome. And what was coming through so powerfully is the Kanini, Aborigine Kanini, or African Ubuntu, or oneness ceremony. So we are all standing into the oneness ceremony, which you are also invited to be the participants again, wherever you are into the world. All instructions will be sent, of course, but just feel these dates and bear it into mind. And then the 25th July, the day out of time, and the next eclipse season, solstices, everything from now on is starting to have different meaning, different codes, next levels of our awakening, and it is bringing us into, on the wings of these birds, the condor, the eagle, the Aurora, into our next amazing stage. So to summarize, before I complete one more aspect of the mission that I was given to share right now. So to go through like a little short report of what is happening. It is the activation of the planetary stargate. It is the stooding down of the negative forces. So the negative forces are to be stood down completely. And again, we'll have further from Divine Mother God how that is all done with our cooperation. Of course, she is the one doing that. So ending of the old civilizational pattern. Activating of the true humanity's DNA, divine neutralization activation. So now the DNA of the divine identity, entity, infinite divine entity, which is in the bones, in the core of the human being, below all the layers and layers and layers of creation that were in the polarity reality, simply experienced because we wanted to, not because we were punished or banished in any way. However, that game is over. We are completing and going back into full awakening of our true identity. And then there is the north-south, west-east activation, which is the eagle and condor, the albatross, the ending of the cycles of ignorance, ending of the cycle of the mind and heart in separation, because when the mind and heart are not united, that's where ignorance sits. When the mind and heart are united, we are all into this incredible oneness. So Punta Arenas, resurrection, Porvenir, the new beginnings, the future, Magdalena Isle, the new magnetic switch for the planet. Be aware that all that is activating in the planet is activating for our bodies as well, instantly. So by receiving the coding and the ways how this is done and then conveyed to others, we are synchronizing with the new earth, with the new planet. So divine, planet, and humans in one amazing oneness of perfect, beautiful 8, 888. So now one more aspect, which is to be aware of. We are also called to be on a glacier called Perito Moreno. That's in Argentina. This glacier is absolutely Antarctica code. It is communicating with the Antarctica ice. It's also made of fresh water, and it is the only glacier in the world currently that is growing. Everything else is melting, but this one is specific apparatus. As Antarctica melts and moves the codes into the planetary grid, this one is a very specific, this is the one where the quantum jump happens. Very, very important. Because this glacier, as it grows throughout the year, at one point in the year, breaks down and part of it literally goes into the lake. lakes, as you know, are resonance magnetic chambers. So are the caves. So we will be working in the caves and with the lakes in this area and having the Perito Moreno like sending the quantum leap codes into the waters of the planet. Again, instructions will be sent. Everybody who needs and feels to be participant of all this will have the opportunity to work. I just can't wait. It feels extremely, extremely potent. And to complete, why is all this that's going on so powerful and important? By the year 2025 till 2030, there is another phenomenon which is obviously connected with the magnetic fields, which is the movement of the North Magnetic Pole, and has already moved from Canada to Russia. It travels with speed of 55 kilometers per year. Huge speed for the magnetic pole, has already shifted. South Magnetic Pole is not moving, North is traveling very fast. So as you can see in the configuration of Arctica and Antarctica, and again, era of Archaim, Arctic, Antarctic, it's not a coincidence, Arc as a bridge and a U return, like a coming back home. So all these vibrations are very, very potent and important. So that magnetic pole traveling is going to cross in this period of time, and Divine Mother God says actually faster than we think. It's going to cross right here over the point which we call the caldera. It is the biggest volcano on Earth. It's underwater volcano because Arctic is a sea that is surrounded by 4 lands, and Antarctica is the land surrounded by 4 seas. So they are one and same configuration. So that volcano, once the pole crosses over, is going to go 2 ways. That was the divine explanation. If the planetary consciousness and vibrational status is on a higher vibrational aspect, it is going to go across and hit a little island here that also looks like an arc, which is called New Earth. That's the Russian name for it, Novaya Zemlya. It's literally going to ignite and start the arc of the New Earth for the planetary connotation. If it was not received to that vibrational level, it will go across the caldera and simply allow the completion of the old cycle for the life as we know it on the Earth plane to be completed, all those cycles completed. Now, the good news is that we have chosen the higher path. We have chosen to hit the New Earth, to restart the New Earth, to be into the New Earth. All that the Divine Mother God is telling us now is, now we need to execute that choice. It's already happened. We are all good. Everything is going to be fantastic. It already is. It's a magic unfolding on the planet. Let's join in our forces. Let's bring it through into the every way that she is instructing us to do so. Because it's vitally important in these years that are coming that we are into the New Earth every moment through our thought, word, being, presence, action, living the life of the highest magical, amazing heart desire manifested as an individual, as a humanity. So the light workers are now literally becoming the leadership of humanity. Not the leaders by follow me, I'll tell you, but leaders of supportive kind, of the knowing kind. However, we need to show up. So I'm sorry, not more sitting on the fence or just doing our work from the background. And of course, we'll continue whatever way is the right way. But looks like this planet is just needing the highest, the most amazing consciousness vibration to become manifest, to be lived every moment and at all times. So all fear disappear when love is near. So these are the times, these are the magics. I'm just about super excited to hop on that plane and play in the Chilean Antarctica. We'll see if there are still some, if it's needed, maybe a boat that can take us on the Antarctica land as we know it as a continent may not be needed, because at this time of the year is actually quite late in the year. So that might be happening the next summer. So anyway, the mission has been announced. Everybody has been invited, join, and let's create this magic. Keep going, growing, and glowing in our new civilizational pattern. Love and light.